obviously the moneymaker. This has got the system, the PS3 system.
All right.
The box for the PSP.
100, 200, 300.
She originally wanted $1,400 for all the video games, and when she didn't get it, things took a turn.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, how are you today, Luke?
Good, doing well. Luke, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Obviously, you can go through everything, just double check, make sure I got everything for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is obviously the moneymaker.
Oh my God! Wow!
This has got the system, the PS3 system.
All right.
The box for the PSP, but I didn't put it back in the box because that little cover that's on it, I just didn't want it to get
snap or anything like that. Okay, great.
And then obviously the Wii, and then it's got all the PS3 games, all of the one PS4, the Destiny one, and then those 2 PS5.
Awesome.
Those 4 Xbox 360, or excuse me, Xbox One.
Yeah.
The old PS2 games.
I love how organized you are.
I did my best, and like I said, I have no problem you double checking and making sure all the stuff's
I'll take your word for it. Thank you, I appreciate that.
Okay.
All right.
I wrapped up the controllers kind of for you.
Oh, great. Thank you.
At the bottom of the bin or box is all the beer taps.
Great. Thank you very much.
No problem.
I'm gonna do it even 500. All right.
Sure. Yeah, I was gonna say I don't have.
No worries. So we got 100, 200, 300, 400, 500.
Awesome. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
And
What's going on, guys? CT Flips here. I'm a full-time reseller, and what that entails is I go out to thrift stores, yard sales, and estate sales, and honestly anywhere that I can get products for low and sell them for higher prices on eBay. If you are not already subscribed, please go ahead and do that now. And if you want to be notified every time I drop a video, which is Friday at 5:30, every single Friday, hit that bell notification next to subscribe. 3 weeks ago while I was on vacation, I got this text right here. And after long days of negotiations, we finally came to a deal. But let me start off in the beginning. So I got that text 3 weeks ago, and I was kind of curious how she heard about me. So I asked, and she told me that she saw some of my listings on Facebook Marketplace. She also saw my ad that I had put up a couple weeks ago on Facebook, which is really important because if you're trying to get your name out there, advertising is the #1 way to do it. One way to advertise is business cards, which is the main one. I always talk about it. And the other is paying for ads on either Facebook, Craigslist, things of that sort, just to try to get your name out there and reach more people. So a week after I got that text, I had over 50 emails of pictures of items she wanted to sell to me. And I started combing through them over the past few weeks, seeing what I was interested in, starting to send out offers, asking her about prices, and that is when she finally sent over the video game pictures. And video games are always top sellers in my store. Video games, vintage toys, vintage clothing, you guys know this. The hot stuff, the stuff that you can't get your hands on often. So after about 20 emails, I got these photos, and I'm gonna put a screen recording of all of the video game lots that she had sent me. And I had asked how much she wanted for all these games, and she emailed me $1,400 for all the video games, which anybody's mind who knows pricing on video games, that was absolutely outrageous. So I offered her what I'd be willing to pay for them, which was anywhere between the $250 and $300 range, because after fees, I'm gonna be making $600-700. And when I offered her that, she wasn't really happy. She actually went on and said that she sold the PSP lot to one of her coworkers for $225, and that she'd still sell me the remainder of the video games. At this point, I was already done with the deal. I was like ready to get out. I was like, you know what, F this, I'm done. I don't even want to be a part of this anymore. But thankfully, I secured the bag. She hadn't sold the PSP lot, and I offered her $375 for everything. She thought about it for a night or two, finally agreed to $375 for all the video games. Now, like I said, I got over 50 emails about stuff that she wanted to sell, so obviously there was more stuff that I ended up buying. I paid a total of $500, and I got beer taps, some steins, and then obviously the main thing being the video games. Without further ado, let me stop yapping and get straight into the video game haul.
close till I get up. Time is barely on our side.
Alright, now let's get into the consoles that have already sold. One of them being the PSP. This one came with the original box, and as you guys can see, oops. This PSP is in absolutely mint condition. I'm just going to leave it inside the box, but as you guys can see, it is in minty condition. It almost looks fake. And this already sold with a couple games for $150. Next console that sold was the Wii, Nintendo Wii. And this one actually is GameCube compatible. These can be quick sellers, obviously if they're that model. And this one sold for $49. With all the cords and a couple games. And the last and final console has not sold yet, but is currently listed at $150, and it is the PlayStation 3. If this was backwards compatible, this would be worth upwards of $500, but sadly it is not. The telltale sign that it is not backwards compatible is that there's only 2 USB ports here. If it was backwards compatible, there would be 4. So keep that in mind when you are looking at PlayStation 3s in the future. For this console, I actually included a bunch of games. This is the first bundle of games I included, and this is the second. Also came with the red controller, which is a rare one. Okay, now let's get into the video games that have not sold but are currently listed on my eBay. We got Tony Hawk's Project 8, SmackDown vs. Raw 2007, Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Predator, Burnout Dominator, Brothers in Arms D-Day, a sealed copy of Final Fantasy Tactics, and this is the War of the Lions edition. And this is completely factory sealed, which is a nice plus. Donkey Kong Country Returns, Sonic Unleashed, Call of Duty Vanguard, a sealed copy of Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, and this is the Greatest Hits edition. Obviously, if it was the regular edition, it'd be worth a little more, but this is only worth $20. We got God of War Ascension, and last but not least, Call of Duty World at War. So guys, those are all the video games that I got for $375, which in the end ended up being a really great deal, and I have sold through about half of the collection so far and have a good amount left. Alright guys, now let's get into the beer taps, and if you guys don't know that beer taps are worth money, definitely do your research because some of them can be worth anywhere between $50 and $100. So here's what I got. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and if you did, please smash that like button, and if you are not already subscribed, please go ahead and do that now. And if you want to be notified every time I drop a video, which is Friday at 5:30 every single Friday, hit that bell notification next to subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.
Close till I get up. Time is barely on our side.